Okay, we're on our way to London through the Channel.
I can't wait for a pint.
A pint in London, yes. Hello there, everybody. Well, we've arrived at our destination, the terminus of the Eurostar Channel train. It's St. Pancras train station, named after the neighborhood that it's located in. Beneath its clock, you'll find a 30-foot tall bronze statue entitled The Meeting Place. It's meant to evoke the romance of train travel. But within its large curved roof, you'll find many examples of public art, like this statue of poet Paul Betjeman, who in the 1960s saved the terminal from demolition. It's a wonderful open space, but my first concern is to find Dad, and then get a taxi. Hello, Dad. Okay, we're on our way to the Strand. The first mission was to find a pub, and in London you'll find tons of them. The Coal Hole on the Strand is an old favorite, but the one we go to is the Lyceum Tavern, behind the Lyceum Theatre. Well, after some wonderful conversation and a couple of pints, it was time to get back and hit the hay, because tomorrow was going to be sightseeing and a very long day indeed. Well, here we are in front of the Savoy, which is kind of neat because the Savoy is the only place in London where you drive on the right side of the road. It has to do with dropping people off, but it's kind of an oddity. It's Sunday morning, it's cold, there's fog. This is the perfect time to record. I'm going to head down towards Big Ben and Parliament. Then I'm going to go over to the Tower of London, come back, see the embankment, and then go to a pub, and we'll take it from there. So come on, let's see what we can find. I've always felt that London, especially by the Strand, was very pedestrian friendly. And since I had already ridden in a taxi, I figured a double-decker bus would be fun next. So I got a bus pass. It was a short ride onto Trafalgar Square. Well, I think you've probably heard that chime before. That's Big Ben. Now, Big Ben is the actual bell that's inside the tower, and the tower is called the Elizabeth Tower, completed around 1859. The tower is still working, even though the tours have been cut off because of renovation for the next 3 years. But it chimes on the hour, the half hour, and a little teeny one at 15 minutes. Across the street from Big Ben, you can find Parliament Square and 8 statues of noted statesmen. This is my favorite statue of all. It's the one of Winston Churchill. It was placed there in 1973 and unveiled by his widow. It's even in the exact same spot that Churchill joked it should go years earlier. Okay, it's time for more transportation, but we're not going to get on a bus, we're going to get on the tube, the underground, and we're going to go from one tower, Big Ben, to the other, the Tower of London. As you can see, the Tower of London's pretty popular. You need a ticket to get in, and the lines can be pretty long. But I'm not going to go in, I'm just going to stroll around and admire the bridge. This is really beautiful, especially where the moat used to be. No more moat, everything is gone. It's now reserved for grass and different horticulture projects. Well, behind me is the mighty Shard. Well, it's just a shard, but it is the tallest structure in all of Europe, and I wish I could have gone up there on this trip, but there just wasn't enough time. But it's so big, I could admire it from far away. I think it looks really neat. If you're a fan of live theater, well, the West End of London is considered to be one of the greatest places for that. There's tons of theaters there. You can find a comedy or a musical or a drama, and it's convenient just to walk up and buy the ticket there. But if you're like me and trying to find a discount, you might want to go to TKTS. It's in Leicester Square, if you don't mind standing in a long line. Leicester Square is not only popular for theater tickets, but it's also popular for movie tickets. And if you see a London premiere, most likely it happens right here. And the park next to me, which is currently closed for new grass, is where the people would line up to see their favorite stars. There's even an IMAX screen right behind me. The embankment is a wonderful area of open spaces by the Thames River. Whenever I see a movie with London in it and a romantic stroll, it's usually right here. We are right across the street from the Savoy Hotel in front of a restaurant, which is one of my favorites. It's called Salieri's. And the owner, Sammy, has been here for about 40 some odd years. I know that my parents used to come here all the time. And when I come here, he doesn't know who I am, but he always makes a big deal. But I know he's Sammy, so when you get a chance, come on by, say hello to Sammy from the guy who he doesn't know. So, all my American friends, if you're going to come to London and have your hot dogs and hamburgers, remember, everything's proper here, so you got to have a proper hamburger. Well, it's about dinner time, so I need to get back and get changed so I can meet up with Dad and go have dinner at Salieri. I made reservations for the exact same booth that my parents used to sit in for the last few decades. Salieri's is a wonderful restaurant, and it's centrally located to all the theaters in the downtown area. Also, it's right on the Strand, but most importantly, it has a great menu. True to form, Sammy recognized our faces and came over with 2 complimentary glasses of red wine. Thank you, Sammy, for making it a wonderful ending to a great day.